Hi Flosstube, I'm Sally, StitchySally here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. Today is the 8th of June 2022 and this is Flosstube number 26. Very warm welcome to my channel, which is mostly about cross stitch. I do sometimes waffle on about other things, but not very often, and I usually, if it's anything, life or anything like that, I'll leave it till the end of the video and then you can just skip over it if you want to. So today I have a couple of FFOs, I have a couple of new starts, one of which I've finished, and a haul which is to do with my new start and finish, and I also have the usual whips, so I hope you won't get bored of me showing the same old, and I also have some Stitchy Kindness and the winners of my first Flosstube anniversary giveaway. So I'm going to get started. Left my book of days over there. I'll get started with my book of days, and I've done my usual and already filmed this once. I really need to learn how to cut things out and edit and things like that, but never mind. It's just, I'm too old. I'm too old for all that rubbish. It's not rubbish really, is it? Sorry. So that is my pages for May. Stitched every day as usual. And then that's my page for June. I haven't finished stickering this up just yet, because I have ordered some stickers for the Queen's. I also want to try and find some Pride stickers, but what I could find I didn't really like. So yeah, and as you can see, I've got the crown up here for the Jubilee, and it's not actually a Pride sticker. It didn't come as a Pride sticker, but I thought that could go there for June, as soon as it's Pride month here in the UK. And then I also, because it's Jubilee year, I use that big crown on the front page. So that's my book of days. Right. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen this. Sorry, I'm just getting myself ready to lift this. Oh, sorry for the glare there. Oh, dear me. This is Shakespeare's Peddler, A Saviour's Praise. I started this in 2019. Yeah, and I finished it in 2020. I decided, because obviously I haven't used the date of the hymn. I believe it was the date of the hymn, possibly, that was down here. I do not know. I am probably very, very wrong. But I changed that to 2020 for the year that I finished it, and up here I have put 2019 for when I started it. So this was stitched over one on 25 count vintage country mocha. I used the DMC conversion from the anchor, but I did use the fancy floss. I think there was only something like 3. And I made some changes to it. I put my own name in there. I'm really, really pleased with that. So this was the frame, you may remember from a few Flosstubes ago, that a piece for my dad, that I'd done for my dad, was framed in, and I didn't want that piece on my wall, so I framed this in it instead. My husband helped me, because it was originally framed at the framers and I couldn't get the back off. So he managed to get all the bits off it for me, and then once we got it in, he put those all back in for me, if that makes sense. I don't know where it's going. He did put it up on the wall for me, because there is, up here, up on that wall over there is already a nail in there. So he put it up there, and I said, no, it's not going up there. It can't go up there because something else needs to go up there. So, yeah, that's that. I'm really, really pleased with that. And then my next one, which is going up there, I've been waiting to get this framed. It's not very square in the frame. I tried so damn hard to get this absolutely perfect. And this is Lizzie Kate Snowbells. I stitched this in 2018, and it's stitched on 32 count Permin amber linen, and I think I just used DMC. This actually still feels a little bit tacky. So I think it was Saturday. Yes, Saturday afternoon I took this out into the garden. My husband had set up his workmate for me with a board on, and he popped some nails into it so that I could yeah, don't look at that. So that this could be raised up so I could spray paint it. I just got a can of spray paint from our local boys store. I gave it a few coats, left it to dry in between, and then I just left it outside for a bit to dry off a little bit. But unfortunately it obviously wasn't totally dry, and I'd left it in the utility room, caught it on something, so that's what that little bit is there. But it'll be fine, won't see it when it's on the wall. So I'm really pleased with that. Nice to finally get it up on the wall. Right, so Paul. Now you may remember I said that I wasn't going to stitch any more Jubilee. Thought one piece will do. No, one piece won't do. So I decided, it was very last minute really, I think, I can't remember when I actually purchased it, Monday maybe? Or was it Tuesday? Can't remember, but this one. And this is Jubilee Joy by Samplers and Stitches. And that's the lovely Carol, and I just love these. You'll have seen them because there are quite a few people stitching these, or have stitched these. So I kitted this one up because I thought this is just the easiest one to kit up. The Platinum Jubilee. Where's my thread? So I'm using, or I used, should I say, Needle Necessities 1531. And that's really not showing very well. It's looks a lot nicer than that. And I stitched this on 35 count light mocha linen by Zweigart. Haven't decided how I'm going to finish it yet. I think it'll probably just be into a pillow. But I'm going to have to see and make my mind up. I mean, it is the Jubilee year, isn't it? So it doesn't really matter whether they're actually done for the Jubilee celebrations. So, of course, then, and there is always a then or a but, I decided, sorry, excuse me, I'll just take that out of there actually, because believe it or not, I have ironed it. Yeah, I wasn't going to do cross stitch camp. Guess who decided to do cross stitch camp? Ding ding. So, cross stitch camp is the brainchild of Sherry of Colorado Cross Stitcher here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. And it runs for June, July, August. And this month's prompt was holiday stitching. And originally I did think about doing Christmas, and then I thought, wait a minute, Jubilee stitching, patriotic stitching, it was a holiday, so that's what I'm doing. So I started this one, God Save the Queen. I am using DMCs. Obviously these are for the Happy and Glorious one as well, because I'll be doing that at some point. And that is God Save the Queen. Looks a lot nicer in real life because, as we all know, my webcam is rubbish. Or should I say, the webcam within my laptop is rubbish. So I was getting on really, really well with this, and I realised I started the border up here, got down here, realised that it was too close to the E. And I couldn't work out why it was wrong, because the border, I counted the border was perfect. I'd started God too far over. So then I'd started the border from God, and it was wrong. So what I got stitched to the border had to come out, and that had to come out. But thankfully, it's all right now. My border met. Yay for the border meeting. Stitcher's nightmare, isn't it? Border not meeting. So that's where I'm at with that. And again, I mean, this is it's patriotic stitching, isn't it, really? Because it's not Jubilee. It doesn't say anything about the Jubilee on it, so it can be stitched at any time, really. And that's what I like about these as well, because you don't tend to see many British-based patriotic stitching. Get my words out. So, oops. Oh dear, everything's falling over. So that is my haul and my new start. So we'll move on to whips now. And my first whip to share is Silver Creek Samplers Lost and Found. And I know there's a couple of you that really, really like this one. I kind of influence Elaine Wally Stitcher. Kind of influence her to stitch sheep. Apparently. You know, Elaine, how I like enabling. So yeah, stitching that one. And I made a mistake on this. It's time I gave up. So this is stitched on 25 count vintage sand by Zweigart. And I discovered that when I got over here with the tree branch, that it wasn't lining up as it should with the sheep. So I took it back to where I'd made the mistake, carried on stitching, and then somewhere along the line, I don't know where, I can't work out where, the tree branch is too low. It's only by one fabric thread, so it's not too bad. So I'll just have to, if the leaves and things are too close to the sheep, I'll just have to fudge them a little bit. So then I thought I would start the wording. So because I know that I'm right down here, I've started the wording from here. So then this, as I go up at this side, get it right, with the wording up this side, it should all be right. Obviously it's not going to line up properly here, but I'm not too bothered about that as long as I get the wording in the right place and the bits that go up here, the wording up here, and there's a dove, then I'll be happy. Normally I would just go, right, I've got to rip it out, but it's over 1 on 25 count, and I really don't like ripping out over 1 on 25 count for one thing. And in the grand scheme of things, as long as it's not putting everything else out too much, it should be okay, she says. And if Flosstube picks that funny face as the screen grab, God help me. Right, next is my Saturday night BBD stitch that I do with Lainey. And that is Fairy Garden. I love this. I love this little house here. It's so cute. And I'm stitching this with a mixture of the Fancy Floss and the DMC. It's in my Floss buddy. I love these. You know, with them being flat, they just fit nicely into the bags. And that's where I'm at. Really doesn't show, really not showing the colours very well. Might have to invest in a webcam, an external webcam, I think, at some point. So since I last saw you, I've got some of the greenery done. I've got the basket done. I've got the house done. And I've made a start on this basket down here. And I really do love how that's looking. And I'm stitching all of these on 35 count platinum linen from Zweigart. Because I've got an idea of what I want to do with them. Whether that idea will actually work or whether I will be able to make that idea work. I've got a photo saved. And I actually have no idea who originally finished them like this. So I'm not going to show the photo because I can't give the person credit when I don't know, and I don't want to do that particularly. I'd rather give somebody credit where credit is due. So my next whip is the Scarlet House, We Are the Sampler Makers. And I decided rather than carry on with the verse, I was going to stitch some of the motifs and then go back to the verse later. So I'm stitching this, I think, yes, all in DMC. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm going to sneeze. Pollen. And that is where I am at. Do excuse the creases. This is stitched on 35 count light mocha. And it's looking really, really nice. I love all these little motifs. I would really, really like sort of to mount it on something like this, but I doubt very much I'll be able to get anything like that in this country. And shipping from the States would be utterly ridiculous, I would imagine. Keep saying I'm going to hit the antique places and go and do some thrifting and things, but I never not got there yet. Right, next whip is from Manor. As I said last time, my Manor was a bust. I ended up with just 3 starts instead of 5. This was the first one, which I'm now going to stitch until it's finished, and that's Plum Street Samplers Good Company. And I do love this. I love the colours. It's just all the autumnal colours. And I am stitching this in a mixture of the Fancy Floss and, oh dear. Yeah, my threads are a mess. And DMC. I'll sort that out later. This is stitched on 36 count. Oh, Freddie's woken up. 36 count Picture This plus Mellow. So I've done some more on the house. I've nearly finished the fox. I've got this little Blackbird done here. Need to pop the eyes in because this top bit and his eyes are all stitched over one. I can see it. Won't be able to see it without my glasses, but I could see it. I could see to do it. It's not too bad. But I do like this. That fox is so damn cute. That's that one. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to pause you a minute while I go and blow my nose. Sorry about that. Oh, I can't carry on sniffing like that, it's going to really annoy you. Right, next whip is my birthday start with Thy Needle and Thread, Winter Rose Manor. And I am thoroughly enjoying this one. So I'm stitching this mostly in the call for threads. That's like a bird's nest. Absolute mess. Yeah. So I'm stitching this on 40 count vintage country mocha, and as I've said many a time, this just it's just washed out. That the house colour is absolutely washed out. It looks so much brighter than that. So since I last saw you, I've done some of this border, just filling in some bits there. I have done the vine on this border at the bottom and up the side there. So I'm getting on really well actually with it. Not quite sure what I'll do when I pick it up next. I might do a little bit more of that snow. And not yellow snow, Ellie. We're going to have nightmares about yellow snow, aren't we? Or grungy looking snow that neither of us like. So that's that. This pollen has made me feel really yucky the past few days. I'm quite fed up of it. Waffling away to myself, but, well, not to myself, but. And then the next whip is from Blackbird Designs Home for the Holiday, and this is my Tuesday night BBD stitch with Barb and Mouse. Barb is stitching this. You can see a little bit of it here, and Mouse has just gone back to Her Joyous Day, which is another one I absolutely love. I have it in my stash. Had it in my stash for quite a while. When I will get around to stitching it, who the hell knows? And I'm stitching this with DMC, just 4 colours. And how is it that even 4 colours of DMC can look a mess? And this is stitched on foxglove and lace linen in the colourway Latte. And there we have it. On the home stretch. So since I last saw you, I have done this tree down here. I have done the little border underneath. I've added some more border, I think, and some little doodads. Still have lots of little doodads to fill in because I didn't do them. Well, I did some of them as I went along, and then I think I turned tired. So, yeah, absolutely love, love, love this. I think if I hold this up long enough, this might be my screen grab. It probably won't be. It will probably be me pulling a flaming stupid face, because it usually is, and then I have to go looking for a better one. I don't know who else was saying that yesterday when I was watching Flosstubes. Was it yesterday? I'm sure somebody else has said that in a Flosstube that I've watched recently. About it's usually a stupid face that you're pulling. I'm sure they do it deliberately. Right, my final whip, and this hasn't been out very much in the past week or so. And it is The Moons of 2022 by Kathy Barrick. And I am using the DMC rather than the silks because it would have just cost too much to kit it up. And I'm stitching this on 25 count vintage marble by Swagart. Hey, I got it right. Not quite sure where I was the last time I showed it. Like I say, I know I haven't done a massive amount since the last time I filmed. So as you can see, I'm working down now with the months, and then I've just added some little bits of the border. I just wanted some mindless stitching to do yesterday. So yesterday afternoon when I was watching Flosstube, so I just filled in some of the border bits there. I'm really enjoying this. I might not be saying it when I get to that full coverage part at the top, but we shall see. So that is everything. Yep. Right, Stitchy Kindness. A while ago, Mouse was going to the Nimble Thimble. I think there's a group of them goes maybe a couple of times a year, not entirely sure, excuse me a moment. And she messaged me asking if there was anything I would like her to get for me. And first of all, I did think, oh no, I don't think I want anything. And then I thought, oh, maybe I could ask her to get me some of the fancy floss for Plum Street Samplers. This is the day. So I did just ask her to get 3 for me because I already have a couple of them. And then I think the only other one is Hickory Sticks, which I might have some left after I've finished Winter Rose Manor. And if I haven't, I'll just use DMC alternative. So she picked me up 2 of them, and then the other one was on order. So those are the ones. There's WDW Blue Cut Red and Classic Colourworks, Mint Julep and Rosy Glow. So I think this was the one that had to be ordered. That Rosy Glow does not look like that. That is very, very pale. Mind you, my shirt doesn't look like that either. They're a bit brighter. So yeah, thank you so much, Mouse, if you watch. I don't know whether you do or not, but thank you so much. I've very, very much appreciated you getting these for me. So yeah, and I said to her, let me know how much I owe you, and I'll PayPal it over. And she said, oh, I don't know, because I just got them all together in with mine. So thank you so much. That is so lovely of you to do that for me. But I have got her back because she asked if she could have my Study in Blue chart, so I sent her it. Right, winners of my giveaways from last time. So if you remember, there were these 2, Snow for Christmas and Stitch All the Things. So I asked you to use the word snow for this one and scissors for this one. So we'll do this one first. Sorry, I did do the random comment picker thingy. No, it's not on there. Oh, God, sorry, I opened the wrong thing. And I took screenshots. So let's just, hello, wiki, just brighten these up a bit. So the winner of this one, there were 25 comments containing the word snow, and the winner is You see that? Adele Cotton. Congratulations, Adele. I think Adele has been with me from the beginning. So if you could either email me on the email that will be in the description box below, or you can message me on Instagram if you want to. Either way, you just let me have your address and I will get that in the post to you as soon as possible. So then the other one is Stitch All the Things by Erica Michaels, and it will include some of the vintage tape measure trim. And the winner for that one is Frosty X Stitch Dawn. Congratulations, Dawn. I already have your address, so I'll get that in the post to you as soon as I can. Obviously, I don't know how long things take to come to Switzerland, because I don't think I've ever sent anything to Switzerland before. Used to have pen pals, but I don't think I ever had one in Switzerland. But yeah, so congratulations, Dawn and Adele. I will comment on your comments from the last one, just to let you know that you have won. So it is that. Yeah. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who did comment on my Flosstube anniversary video, wishing me a happy Flosstube anniversary. Oh, it's a bit high pitched there. Yeah, to all of you who liked it, I've had a few new subscribers as well. I've actually hit 700 subscribers since then. So thank you very much. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And thank you to everybody, again, who has stuck with me from the beginning, or who has come part way through and stuck with me. It's always really, really nice to see your comments. I do try and reply to all of them. Sometimes I do miss, because I either don't get an email notification, or they don't come up on the Flosstube app. They come up on the what do they call it? The other Flosstube app. YouTube, not Flosstube, YouTube. I can't remember what it's called. Sometimes they come up on there and I don't see them, because I don't always tend to look on there. So I think I'm going to have to start making sure that I do look. So, right, what else? Oh yeah, I'd like to say thank you to Yasmin's Made with Love. And if you haven't watched Yasmin, please do go and watch her. She mentioned me. She was just mentioning some Flosstubers that she'd been watching. Not her last Flosstube, the Flosstube before, and she gave me a mention. And she was so kind. She said some lovely things, and it really touched me, to be honest. I mean, yeah, a lot of the comments where, you know, you're really kind and you say lovely things, they touch me as well. And it's quite difficult sometimes to see. Oh, sorry, I hope you didn't hear that. That's my tummy rumbling. It's really hard to put it into words, but it's difficult when you don't feel particularly good about yourself. You struggle with your confidence and your self-esteem and things like that, and you don't. It's hard sometimes to see the good and the things that you can do. It's so hard. But I think if you go through that, you will understand that. Yeah. I probably made no sense there at all. But anyway. So, yeah, and also thank you to Marie of Stitches and Diamonds, who put it in her stories on Instagram to come and wish me a happy Flosstube anniversary. Thank you so much, Marie. I think possibly some of my new subscribers have come from Yaz and Marie. So thank you. And I have been watching a few floss tubes recently. One is new to me, and I found her via that same floss tube that Yaz mentioned me in. And I am very sorry because I'm probably going to pronounce your name wrong, but I will try. And that is Joanita from Stitchy Things. She's based in the Netherlands. As I say, she's new to me. I can't remember. She does have a few floss tubes up there. So if you haven't seen her before, do go and say hello to her. Have a watch. Say hello. Tell her that I sent you. She has just finished. It's the Blue Flower. I can't remember the name of it. Rainy Days. Something to do with Rainy Days. And it is absolutely beautiful. And she has also just started a Jack and Sally piece, which looks like it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so do go and have a look if you've not watched her before. And then I have also, obviously I've watched Yaz yesterday, watched her latest. She is the absolute queen of Barbara Anna designs. I love seeing her Barbara Anna stuff. It's inspiring, to be honest. And she inspired me to finish my Christmas mystery Sal, the way she'd finished hers into a drum. So yeah, if you've not watched Yaz, go and give her a watch. And then I watched Deb of Deb R from Cottage Designs. She's in Australia. And Deb is lovely. She's a designer. And she has just finished Blackbird Designs Come Into My Garden, and it is stunning. Absolutely stunning. She's been stitching it for a mum. And she's also had a finish over with Thy Needle and Thread piece, which I cannot remember the name of. I really should make notes. More notes. And then I watched Kerry of Kerry and Stitches. Kerry has just... I watched her, did I watch her yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. Anyway, it's the latest floss tube that she's got up. She's just fully finished. Kerry, was it 16 or 17? Because I can't quite remember. Yeah, fully finished. And they look amazing. She's done quite a bit of Jubilee stitching. The Rivaris Home seasonal pieces that are in Punch, Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. She's finished one of those. And again, I love watching Kerry. Kerry is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, do go and have a look at her. Most of these I have mentioned before, but I'm just telling you who I've been watching. I have also watched Lisa Bergin. Lisa does a lot of full coverage. She's doing, I think it's Consider the Lilies, and that looks stunning, absolutely stunning. And I do often look at Consider the Lilies and His Eye on the Sparrow and think, oh, I'd love to do those. And then I tell myself no, because they're big. And I really don't need any more big charts in my life. I've got quite a lot in my stash, so no, don't do it. And then I have watched Shelly of It's Only Stitching. Watched her latest video yesterday. Not commented on it yet, but I will be doing. And I sit and watch Shelly's videos, Shelly's floss tubes. And it is just, I love that. Sometimes it's stuff that I've got in my stash myself. And the fabrics she uses are absolutely gorgeous as well. So yeah, do go and have a look at Shelly. Shelly, obviously, I've mentioned her before. She used to be Key X Stitch on floss tube. So if you followed a Key X Stitch, and you haven't found Shelly at It's Only Stitching, do go and give her some love, because she had a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers, and FlossTube took her channel, YouTube took her channel down for some reason, and she has no idea why, what she did wrong or anything. Probably didn't do anything wrong. Knowing Shelly, no, she would have done. And then I have watched Felicia, I hope I've pronounced that right, of Mouse Potato Designs. She does a lot of Little House Needleworks, Crochet Go-Go. She's just finished a Jardin Privé, the freebie that I stitched. Yeah, she's fantastic to watch. She's so enthusiastic. She's great. So do go and give her a watch if you've not before. And then I have watched Nadine, Nad's X Stitch, which again I have mentioned her before. She has started quite a few Mirabilias, Nora Corbett's. Can somebody please explain to me what the difference? Because obviously I know Nora Corbett is Mirabilia. So has she just reinvented herself, or can anybody shed some light on that one? And the weird thing is, I have, in my 30 years of stitching, I have only stitched 3 big Mirabilias, biggish Mirabilias. I've done some of the little freebies and the lavender and lace freebies. But yeah, I've only stitched 3. This is Midsummer Night's Fairy, which is up there. I've got the Kiss in my living room. And then I've got Snow Days. I'm not rectifying it. I'm not buying any more. I'm not buying Mirabilias. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. And then finally, I have watched more, but these are just the ones that I've noted down. Natalie of Home Sweet Home Handmade. I love watching Natalie. She's lovely. She's so down to earth. And of course she has the most adorable cat called Betsy. My Abby will sometimes come in if I'm watching, and I'll say, oh, do you want to sit and wait and see if we see Betsy? So yeah, she'll sit down and go, where's Betsy? But yeah, she stitches some really beautiful things, quite an array of different things. And I also love seeing the project bags that she's got things in as well. Yeah, I could probably go bankrupt on buying project bags, but I don't need any more, she tells herself. So yeah, I think that is it. That is everything that I wanted to say. Nearly at 45 minutes for a second time, so I think yeah, not a lot going on life-wise. I don't go anywhere, I do very little, other than stitch and housework, cook. My husband was on holiday last week. He decided to take last week because then he only needed to take 3 days of his holidays, because the other 2 were bank holidays with the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. The weather hasn't been great. It's been cold, it's been grey, it's been raining. We did do some gardening. We have a raised bed in the front of the house, and we'd neglected it. We'd neglected it badly, to be fair. We're not keen gardeners, which is bad because I do really, really want a nice garden, but I used to love gardening. So we decided we'd dig the raised bed, move some stuff about. We did have a plant and it spread like wildfire, which, yeah, spreading plants are lovely, but it just seemed to take over. And I said, I can't have planted this. But when we were digging, we did find the plant tags, so yes, I had planted it. So we tried to get all that up. It didn't come quite as nice this year, so I think it must be either getting to the end of it or whatever. So we just moved some bits about and just tidied it up. And I had a dianthus in a little cauldron thing round the back, and really it needed to be somewhere better. So that's gone in. And then, of course, what happened? We dug it, made it all look nice, and then the next day, a cat had done its business. I mean, I like cats, but I don't like it when they do their business, because they are supposed to cover it up, which, yeah, that's not nice either if you get your hands in there. But cats around here, they don't cover it up. They go on my lawn, round the back. They just don't care. And then a couple of days later, another one had had a go at the other end of the raised bed, so... But never mind, we'll just dispose of it. That's the business, not the cat. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. I didn't go to any of the Jubilee things that were going on. There was the lighting of the beacon and the fireworks on Thursday evening. I would have gone, but my husband went for 7:30 because he was meeting up with the local photography group. They were going down to take photos and what have you, and I didn't want to go at that time and then just be hanging about. So I ended up not going at all. I could have gone down later, but I didn't particularly want to go down on my own, and neither of the girls wanted to go, so I was going to watch the fireworks from here, but I couldn't really see them clearly, so I just stayed inside warm because it was cold. And then I can't remember, I think on Sunday they did a picnic in the park. It was cold, it was wet, it was horrible. So we watched some of the stuff on TV, watched the concert on Saturday night, watched the Trooping of the Colour. So yeah, it's been wonderful. Just to see her get into 70 years on the throne is just absolutely wonderful. She is absolutely amazing. She's an amazing woman, and I think it's just been nice to have something to celebrate amongst all the doom and gloom that we seem to have at the moment. So yeah, that's it's been really nice. Yeah, it's been quite emotional as well. So that is me done. I am going to go now. I'm going to get some dinner because it is now 10 to 1 and I am starving. Well, I'm not starving, but I'm hungry, so I'm going to go make myself a sandwich while I upload this before I decide to film it again. I'm getting really good at that, aren't I? So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Bye.